clean banded with some awesome dance pop. That's the hit Rather Be.
94.3. This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishikesh.
Raahil Chopra from Campaign India returns onto the show. He is our eyes and ears at the Cannes Lions. He normally reports from location because he's a regular there from the year 2013. But this year they've taken the event online and live. Hey, what's up, buddy? How was day 3? Enjoyed yourself?
Yeah, it's getting more interesting. We saw a lot of Black Lives Matter being spoken about earlier, but now it's moving to more of the creative stuff that we usually hear at the festival.
Never a dull moment when Piyush Pandey from Ogilvy is around, isn't it? And especially when he likens stuff to cricket.
Exactly. There were a couple of analogies that he's mentioned about cricket. He always does that. I mean, all his speeches do have a mention of cricket since he's been a first-class cricketer earlier. This time he spoke about how, teams when they're going onto field, just before fielding, they get into a huddle. It's time to nurture the talent. A lot of agencies are letting go of talent right now. But his perception is that you have to stick on to your talent right now and nurture them. That's what's going to reap rewards later. He also spoke about how Ogilvy and WPP have planned for, a rainy day like this. He spoke about usually when a partnership is going well and you're batting on a good batting wicket and suddenly the rain comes down, conditions change, you lose 4 wickets, but then you just have to hang in there by batting and not really, he says the wicket will soon improve again. After that the moisture will go away and that's when you have to just stay around, stay fit and go for the win.
Super stuff. And of course the lovely Emily Ratajkowski, former model, fashionista, she was also part of the highlights. Talk to me about her session.
Yes, so she spoke about her journey as an entrepreneur. She said something that a lot of women have been speaking about, how they haven't been taken seriously. She struggled with this and she works with an all-women team right now. And she said that when they get into a meeting room, people haven't taken her seriously in the business world. And she's like, it's an ongoing battle, but she's kept her head down and looked to deliver the best numbers.
Wonderful stuff. More with the excellent Raahil Chopra from Campaign India talking about the Cannes Lion International Festival of Creativity. Don't go anywhere. It's Enrique Iglesias and Sean Paul by Lando. Enjoy 94.3 Radio 1 World, your station. I'm Hrishikesh. Savage Garden with a beautiful song soaked in advice and reflection. Affirmation.
94.3. This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishikesh.
Raahil Chopra from Campaign India, year after year, he reports from the French Riviera on the Cannes Lions. This year they've taken it online and obviously the perspective and the focus seems to be stuff like Black Lives Matter, the COVID-19 situation and a whole lot of other stuff. Okay, so I'm given to understand that some awards for best agencies, best creative work for the entire decade have been given out. You want to talk about it?
Right, so they put a compilation of all the winning agencies from different regions. Today they announced the best Asian agencies. Unsurprisingly, Japan dominated it, with Dentsu Tokyo topping, Hakuodo from Tokyo being second, and we had Ogilvy from Bangkok at number 3.
And of course, Isobar presents creativity as a team sport. I'm quite intrigued by that. What was that session all about?
It was really interesting, so he was linking it to NBA starting lineup, saying that, earlier you would talk about data and technology players just being on the bench and, all the creative members of a team being in the starting lineup. I'm linking it to something that a team I support, Liverpool FC, have been doing. There have been these data analysts who've been a part of Jurgen Klopp's team and been, providing all sorts of insights. And so he linked it to NBA, I'm linking it to Liverpool. And he said then it comes down to the players, being the creative people, whereas the tech coming from the analytics team. A combination of both of them is what delivers winners. And that's what we're also seeing with the Liverpool starting team right now.
Fantastic, that football analogy. Okay, listen, now I know that, people like Richard Curtis are regulars, but any other, Mark Pritchard also, any other really stunning sessions that stood out for you on day 3?
So Mark Pritchard's going to be speaking a little bit. He's going to be speaking a little later on today, so I'm going to be covering that in a while. Tomorrow's session, what I'm looking forward to is Anupam Kher. Then there's also the announcement of the independent agency of the decade and the brand marketer of the decade. 2 interesting things that I would like to see who really wins.
Super stuff, and as always, we'll get you online to speak about all the latest from the Cannes Lions. Raahil, if people want to follow you, are you putting up updates regularly? What are the best handles or the sites to follow, please?
Yes, so our website www.campainindia.in has all the details about Lions Live, and you can also follow us on Twitter, which is campaign_India.
Super stuff. Let's catch up tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Time for a Katy Perry smash hit. This is I Kissed a Girl. My name is Hrishikesh and you tune into 94.3 Radio 1 World, your station. Rihanna and Jay-Z with their mammoth hit Umbrella.
94.3. This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishikesh.
Raahil Chopra from Campaign India magazine. Every year has been our eyes and ears on the ground at the Cannes Lions International Festival of Creativity. This year, of course, they've moved it online, so I can say eyes and ears online. Good morning, Raahil. How's it going?
It's all well out here, Hrishi. What about you?
Excellent. Day 4 at the Lions Live. I believe there was an at-home with Anupam Kher. He's definitely a voracious reader and never at a loss for words. What was that session all about?
Yeah, so he spoke about a lot of things, but not too many were from the brand perspective. He started off by talking about how his career began. He came to Mumbai with only 37 rupees in hand. He had a balding head and he was really thin, and nobody was really looking at him. But then he mentioned how his career picked up after that, and then came Hum Aapke Hai Kaun, where he got to know he had facial paralysis during the shoot of it. Instead of going home and living with the fear, he went straight to the shoot and shot for the film. And even like they had no close shots of him or zooms of him in the movie, but he did go and shoot. Another anecdote he shared about how he almost went bankrupt in 2005 while trying to set up a production house. He's moved on from there and obviously doing well. And he ended with Dulari, his mom, who's quite the social media sensation. He keeps taking random videos of her, and she's just got famous from there.
Yeah, those Dulari and Anupam Kher videos are hilarious. Days Media talked about the mono-mass era, exploring influences driving youth culture, in particular the seismic shifts that took place within brands, in the media, and for people. Did you watch that particular session and tell us about it?
Yes, I did. And they had 4 representatives who spoke a lot of sense, but one of them that caught my attention was that it's not just enough to grow your follower numbers on social media. Engagement is more important to consider. Growth can give you an audience, but engagement can lead to a fan base. So he asked whether you would rather have a one-hit wonder or have an album that stands the test of time, when he compared the whole followers to engagement bit.
More with Raahil Chopra from Campaign India talking about the Cannes Lion International Festival of Creativity. Let's do some music and come back. It's the boys from 5 Seconds of Summer. She's Kinda Hot is the song. Right here on 94.3 Radio 1, One World, your station. I'm Hrishikesh. One of the brightest One Directioners, Harry Styles with Adore You.
94.3.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishikesh.
It's Cannes Lions time. The premier International Festival of Creativity is not in the French Riviera this year. It's moved online. Raahil Chopra, who heads editorial at Campaign India magazine, has been taking us through the salient features of this particular festival like he does every single year. So, Mark Pritchard talked about some really important things, COVID-19, racism, and how PNG is stepping up creativity as a force for good. Never a dull moment when Pritchard is around. So, what did he speak about?
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, Pritchard sessions are always, packed at Cannes. And this time he spoke about, like you mentioned, racism and COVID. He's basically saying that PNG is going to have 40% of their working staff in the US of multicolor representation, which is a big step because he said they're nowhere clear. They're nowhere close to that right now. He also mentioned that he's been talking about this in the past, and he did so again, that they're conducting a review about all their advertising content. He wants to make sure that, Black people are represented in that as well, and they're represented in a respectable way. And finally, he said that they're also threatening to pull out advertising from platforms that don't show diversity or spread hatred.
Interesting. And really an offshoot of all this discussion and talk about Black Lives Mattering is the people at Fair and Lovely taking fair out of the equation. Talk me through that.
Yeah, so Unilever, we've been listening to this all week. We've been listening to it for a while now, and now Unilever's finally decided to make sure that all white references are going to be going away from their products. So that means Fair and Lovely will not have fair on its packaging anymore. They're thinking of a new name. They've already thought of a new name, but they'll announce it in the next 2 to 3 months. And I think it's a big step forward from them. Okay, now it's a massive day. Day 5 is. I'm really interested that, there's a Burger King, the inside story of the Burger King that's going to come out. There's also a CMO Growth Council debate. And of course, YouTube's presence at the Cannes Lions. It's YouTube Presents the Vanilla Ice Cream Problem. Anything you'd like to add that you're going to watch? So Burger King can come back and get final thoughts from you. Yeah, Burger King finally, it was always a pleasure to listen to. And Fernando Machado is an advertising agency's delight. All the people who work with him have always talked him up. So it's going to be fun listening to him tomorrow. There's also the announcement of the agency of the decade, the network of the decade, and holding company of the decade. That's going to be in the awards front. And the festival wraps up with an advertising quiz. So let's see how that goes. Excellent. And we're going to catch up with you Monday morning bright and early for your wrap of the Lions Live 5 days of the International
festival of creativity. Raahil Chopra, if we want to read stuff, if we want to catch all your updates, would you give out all your coordinates, please?
So the website is where we are listing all the stories. It's www.campaignindia.in, and we are also posting on Twitter where our handle is campaign_India.
Super stuff. We speak on Monday. Bye, Raahil.
Bye. See you.
Smashing new hit Diplo and Thomas Rhett along with Young Thug. Here's Dance With Me. Only on 94.3 Radio 1 World, your station. My name is Hrishikesh.